before the pyramids, before the pharaohs, before hieroglyphics covered temple walls, there was a quiet civilization along the Nile. They are known today as the Badarians. And without them, ancient Egypt may never have risen. Around 4,400 to 4000 BCE in Upper Egypt near the Nile River, small farming communities began to form. This was the Badarian culture. They were among the first fully developed agricultural societies in the Nile Valley. They farmed emmer wheat and barley. They raised cattle, sheep, goats, and pigs. They fished in the Nile. But they were more than farmers. They were innovators. The Badarians lived in small settlements, often in simple huts made of wood and matting. Their communities were modest and thorough but organized. Archaeologists discovered over 600 graves in the Badari region. Some graves contained more valuable items than others. This suggests something important. Early social hierarchy was already forming. Even thousands of years ago, society was becoming structured. The Badarians were highly skilled artisans. They created black-topped red pottery, thin, polished, and beautifully crafted. They were also among the early users of copper, marking the transition from the Stone Age to the Copper Age. They crafted tools, beads, and pins. They shaped ivory into combs and figurines. They even developed early forms of glazed faience, a material that would later become iconic in Egyptian art. For a culture this early in history, their technical skill was remarkable. The way a civilization treats its dead reveals what it believes about life. The Badarians buried their dead in cemeteries at the edge of the desert. Bodies were placed in a fetal position, often wrapped in mats or hides. Graves included pottery, jewelry, cosmetics, and sometimes animal remains. These were not random objects. They suggest belief in an afterlife. Even at this early stage, spiritual ideas were taking shape. The Badarians were not isolated. Archaeological evidence shows trade networks. They obtained basalt from the north, shells from the Red Sea, possibly turquoise from Sinai. They observed the Nile's flooding cycles. They understood agriculture, seasons, and survival in harmony with the river. The Nile was not just water, it was life. Badarian culture laid the foundation for the later Naqada culture, and eventually, dynastic Egypt. History often remembers the great kings and monuments, but civilizations are not built overnight. With thinkers adapting to their world, the pyramids may symbolize Egypt's greatness, but the roots of that greatness began with the Badarians. History remembers the pharaohs, but civilization began with the forgotten.